1942 Liberty Wheat. Penny is more than just a small copper coin, it's a tangible link to America. Past minted during one of the most defining moments in world history, the Second World War. Struck by the United States Mint. It carries the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and the familiar wheat ears on the reverse, which gave the coin its weight. Penny nickname. When we talk about 1942, we are speaking about a year when the United States had just entered World War II after the attack on Pearl Harbor in December 1941. Every aspect of life, including coinage, was touched by wartime economics. The penny was still made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc at this time. But that would change just a year later in 1943 due to copper being diverted for ammunition and military equipment. The 1942 penny thus represents the last full copper, wartime Lincoln cent before the famous steel cents of 1943. Minting of the 1942 wheat penny took place at 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. Each mint played a crucial role in producing enough currency for a nation mobilizing for war. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number, making it the most common of the 3. But Denver and San Francisco issues are often collected separately due to their distinct mint marks and slightly lower mintages. Design-wise, the obverse retained Brenner's original 1909 depiction of Lincoln, inspired by a photograph taken by Matthew Brady. Lincoln's strong yet calm profile symbolized leadership, integrity, and unity during a time of uncertainty. The reverse, with 2 wheat ears curving inward, represented prosperity and agricultural abundance, essential ideals for a nation, supplying both its citizens and its allies during wartime. The copper used for these coins in 1942 came partly from recycled scrap, including unused ammunition casings. Even though the transition to steel cents had not yet happened, the mint was already experimenting with alternative materials for the following year. Some extremely rare transitional errors from 1943 and 1944 exist because of leftover copper planchets from 1942, making them among the most valuable coins in US history.in circulation. The 1942 penny was an everyday workhorse. It passed through the hands of factory workers building tanks, farmers growing wheat for the troops, and families on ration supplies. Each coin was a silent witness to the war effort. Young collectors in the 1940s often started their hobby by pulling wheat pennies like this from pocket change, sometimes not realizing their historical significance for collectors today. The 1942 wheat penny's value depends heavily on condition and mint mark. While circulated examples are still quite common and affordable, uncirculated or mint state coins, especially with full original red luster, can fetch impressive. The 1961 Liberty 5-cent coin is part of the long-running Jefferson Nickel series, first issued in 1938 and still in production today, with modifications. The 1961 edition holds a special place for coin collectors due to its position in early 1960s US numismatics, a time when America was transitioning in style, technology, and coin production quality. While millions were minted, certain conditions, mint marks, and striking varieties can make this coin worth far more than face value. The Jefferson Nickel series was introduced in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, which had been in use since 1913. The new design featured Thomas Jefferson, the 3rd President of the United States and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, on the obverse. The reverse depicted his home, Monticello, in Charlottesville, Virginia. The 1961 issue continued this tradition without design changes, but the year was significant in terms of mint production, quality and market conditions. Both sides of the coin were designed by Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor, who won the 1938 design competition for the new nickel. His design was selected for its realism, simplicity, and historical value. Schlag's original Monticello design was modified slightly before production to meet the mint's requirements. 1961. The coin was produced at 2 U.S. mint locations like all Jefferson Nickels. From 1946 onward, after the end of wartime silver alloy production, the 1961 nickel was made of point 1961. The U.S. economy was in a post-war boom, but silver coinage was beginning to face challenges due to rising metal costs, while nickels did not contain silver this period, foreshadowed later coinage changes in the mid-1960s. When silver was removed from dimes and quarters, the nickel remained unchanged, keeping its traditional copper-nickel composition. Collectors seek certain varieties of the 1961 Liberty 5-cent coin. Full steps FS coins showing sharp detail in the steps of Monticello are rare, as weak strikes were common in the early 1960s. FS coins in high grade can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Certain Denver-minted coins show die cracks on Jefferson's bust or Monticello, which can increase value. Off-center strikes and misaligned dies unusual. Striking errors can make the coin more valuable to specialists. Most 1961 nickels in circulation today have little more than face value. However, circulated examples. Cultural significance. The Jefferson nickel has become one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. In 1961, owning and spending these coins was an everyday part of life. Purchasing a soda, a candy bar, or a bus fare, they served as a subtle reminder of Jefferson's legacy and America's commitment to honoring historical figures through its currency. Look for full steps on the Monticello. Reverse under magnification. Check for sharp strike quality. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.